Do you have any fresh water?
The well's been all but dry since the sky's changed.
Barely a drop left myself.
Now I just need to see about getting the word out to everyone. I want to know right away.
Bad news.
Good, actually. Something worth celebrating for a change. Only trouble is, the serving girl's still new to the job, so I can't leave her while I go and invite those I'd like to celebrate with.
What exactly are you celebrating, if you don't mind me asking?
I've come by a particularly fine bottle of red. A Gotan 66, no less. Gotan Rouge is the only good thing to have ever come out of the Empire, and most wouldn't part with a 66 if you held a knife to their throats.
So I've heard.
Oh, so you know of it then? Clearly you're a gentleman of taste. A gentleman who might sympathize with my predicament, perhaps? Would you pass the good news to a few friends of mine? I'll give you a little something for your time, of course.
Sounds simple enough.
So you'll do it? Marvelous. Thank you. You won't need to go far. All three of them should be right here in the market. There's Aldrich the porter, Milan the butcher, and Bolek, a guard over at the north gate. Three of the finest fellows in Boklad, if you ask me. Tell them to come to the tavern when they finish for the day. Stop by again when you let them know, and I'll give you your little something.
I'll be right back.
Do you have any fresh water?
The well's been all but dry since the sky's changed.
Please. A piece of fruit. What's happened?
Can't Who needs a porter when there's left to go?
I've been asked to...
That's me.
The innkeepers...
If it
from...
edge the fog. No.
Are you Milan, the butcher?
That's me. What can I do for you?
The innkeepers just... He thought you might... What?
Come, we get all right still.
You'll buy something, won't you?
Please.
You've raised the price.
I'm looking for Bolek. I was told he'd be guarding the gate.
Well, you found him.
The innkeeper said...
I've never...
He must be a busy...
No one's making... Meaning, what gets to me are the gang. Some days you know what?
Hold on. I wonder if the innkeeper might spare a cup of that wine.
I haven't sold anything in days. Do you have any fresh water?
spoke to your friends. They'll be along soon.
That's fantastic news. Thank you kindly. It's been a while since we all sat down together. And the way I see it, that wine is as much theirs as it is my own.
How so?
Well, I wouldn't be serving anything but slops without Aldrich to go and fetch the good stuff for me. And then there's Milan, who always sends customers my way. And Bolek, an even-handed keeper of the peace, if ever there was one. Those three are the backbone of Boklad. Lose any one of them, and the market would soon fall apart. And without the market, I wouldn't have a single customer. I'd say that's worth a bottle of 66, wouldn't you?
And more besides.
Everyone needs a shoulder to lean on. Be they world-weary innkeepers or brooding swordsmen. Right. I'd better prepare for my guest's arrival.
I hear you had me carrying a bottle of Gotan 66. If I'd have known, I would have sold the thing and lived like a lord. I'll settle for a cup, though, if you're in a sharing mood.
A Gotan 60 bloody 6. Just as well I had something special of my own set aside. A bottle between the four of us might not be enough to drown our sorrows, but it can't hurt.
Here they are, the three pillars of Boklad. Sit yourselves down, gentlemen. The woes of the world may be monstrous and many, but there's nothing like a few good friends to keep the misery at bay.
Never a truer word spoken.
Do you have any fresh water? The well's been all but dry since the sky's changed.
I see you've been of some assistance to Eloise. Perhaps you can extend me the same kind.
Perhaps.
Finding some. I was griping now.
Any idea what... I wouldn't give for a
Looks like this is the end of the road.
When are they gonna let us through?
What do you want? I've no coin on me.
Just information. There's a sellsword passed through here. Grey hair.
Now you mention it, there was a young man with salt in his mane sneaking around out there a while back.
Which way did he go?
How am I supposed to know? Buggered off down the road, I expect. Now why don't you do the same and leave me be?
don't want any trouble.
Neither do I. I'm looking for someone. A grey-haired mercenary.
Well, we haven't seen him.
Yes, we have. We saw him climbing up the rocks. Those ones, over there.
Maybe he found his thieves.
Mum won't let me near them. She said there's goblins up there, and that they eat little boys for dinner.
Shush now. You've said quite enough already.
I only told him what you said.
I'd listen to your mother if I were you. Joseph's thieves really lug their stolen wares all the way out here. I think we've found our thieves. They don't look happy to see me. Let's get this over with.
Stop! Don't kill him, he's just protecting his home.
Joseph? So the boy was right.
I don't know you.
Your porter friend sent me to find you. She was worried you might have got yourself killed.
Have I been gone that long? Wasn't hard finding the thieves. The problem was knowing what to do with them when I did.
I take it things are more complicated than they appear.
I'd all but ruled out bandits before I even left the market. You know why that is? Because our thieves had no interest in gold or gems, or anything they couldn't eat for that matter. Add to that the rumors of goblins in the area, and the mystery practically solved itself. I soon found their cozy little homestead and all the missing food. I launched myself at them full of righteous fury, but their leader was the only one who moved to meet me. The others, they huddled around that food, ready to die protecting it. They stole because it was that or starvation. I've been there myself, back when times were hard.
So you spared them? And earned their trust into the bargain by the look of it.
These goblins aren't native to the area. They don't know how to survive such barren lands, so I've been teaching them. And once they've learned to hunt and forage, they won't be fool enough to risk their necks in Bocklad.
I'm impressed. I didn't know goblins could be reasoned with.
Do me a favor. Let the porter know I'm safe. I'll head back to the market once... Oh, and don't mention the goblins. I don't want people coming here brandishing pitchforks. Not now this lot have sworn off thieving.
Your secret's safe with me.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I'd always thought of goblins as mindless savages. But if I'm honest, I like them better than half the men I've served with.
When are they gonna let us through?
Looks like this is the end.
What I wouldn't give for a hot meal. Joseph's fine. He'll be back once he's tied up a few loose ends. He's...
Thank...
Come back.
Covered in nicks and lumps, the lot of them.
My Lord Marquis, that some of my fellow guardians are to build a new home.
It's true.
I have many fond... When I was a child, I went to sea on...
Oscar.
But my training...
I won't reap it.
Thank you.
Trouble with the ledgers.
How do you split the sea?
Clive.
That's why I'm here.
Shh. Otto won't be listening. A little. Listen. I've some bad news. It turns out the Hideaway may be slightly behind in its payment to certain lenders, and it may be my fault. But I swear to the goddess, I thought I had the number. Sadly, that square turned out to be more of a... I can straighten it out, I swear, but I'm gonna need help keeping it from...
Bit late for that, I'd say.
There you are! What a surprise!
So let me get this straight. You forget to pay our rent, and instead of coming straight to me, you get Clive to come to you. The man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. Well?
Oh, just Martha. And the dame. And, well...
We owe 3 of our most trusted friends 5 million gil.
Each. 5 million... each. They lent us the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the Hideaway, you see? And, well, I must have made some sort of...
We have that much to hand? I can always ask my uncle.
No, we don't. And no, you won't. We've lightened Lord Rosfield's person after the King's ransom we had off him. He deserves this.
All right. But that doesn't mean... Is there anything I can do to help?
There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to Martha and the dame?
Rocks.
Rocks, he says. Worth 1,000 talents apiece, these are. And I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies. I just hope
I'm sure.
But you know it.
I know.
Go.
Because... you'd rather...
Because I'd rather Lady Karen killed you.
Well...
Don't worry.
Really?
No.
Clyde.
Oh, but it's...
A star, Ruby? It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you can find yourself the right bar.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no one would ever borrow from anyway. Why are you the one here asking me about this? Bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debt.
Something like that. Most days I...
It's back when the probab sit
Is...
but he, I, and that...
Maybe like, that's on.
Oh, come on, you know.
Just me doing a phone? I got
That's you.
Yeah, so what they met me and told me to make
There were ghosts at the gates, not Daisy.
So you, hold on, so you can see the devil.
Those things I said before.
I would want to know.
Milady, I come bearing gifts.
Gifts? Whatever is the occasion. Oh my. Clive, you really have outdone yourself.
Otto asked me to give it to you. To settle the Hideaway's debt with the Veil. And to compensate you for the time it took us to do so.
You disappoint me, Clive. I thought you might find out the man owes me nothing. Nor does the... My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and willingly.
You once told me Sid did...
Yeah,
Otto is... I doubt...
Otto had a son.
Long ago. Yes. Sid told me Otto lost him when he was... and blamed himself for not being able to stop it. I don't know how it happened. Whether there was anything he could have...
I didn't know.
How could... Besides Sid, an ill
Go will want to know the stones were delivered. If he's still with us.
Covered in nicks and lumps.
Yeah.
Goat. Still so late.
I grew up
I'm sure you...
Bill is for dogs.
Okay, and what are you? I don't know.
Eventually I'm gonna give them a child. So why not?
Well, giving them a child? That's all you can get?
A woman's gotta go through so much more than a man.
What you mean with? Huh? Every female can bring a guy a child.
Yeah, but you gotta give it body, you gotta give it dignity.
He gotta give up his freedom.
Come back.
So what do you mean he giving up things? So you just giving out your pride.
I'm
How are you pride? Everything. I even pride you going
tells me you weren't happy with our offer. Would you prefer... Surely you...
Oh.
Okay, we go to...
I got friends, but...
Where'd you even get this?
I mean,
a decent trader might nab 1,000 talents for a star ruby. A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Sid the Outlaw himself and ask twice as much. Might be. You wouldn't mind, would you?
I hear you ended up delivering all 3 stones. thanks to this lump. I sometimes wonder what I pay you for.
Speaking of which, I still haven't been paid last month's wages.
Oh, so you remember what's owed to you then? Get your ass behind that disc of yours and don't get up before those ledgers are square.
Right away.
I've seen that before.
You have, yeah. Plenty of times. It was the only goblet Sid ever used. Either out of habit, or because the filthy sod couldn't be bothered to find a clean one.
I knew so little about him.
Like most people.
Martha and the Dame both seem to have fond memories of him.
I bet they do.
How long did you know Sid before he...
Before he died, back in the day, he bought passage to quit my post not long after that. On account of making a fine maiden's belly fat. But me and Sid stayed close, promising we'd one day sail the seas again. That was before fate stepped in and said she was having none of it. The magic woven sun was so soon after his first known day.
Couldn't you...
And I could... Luckily, it was him, and he threw away... I knew that...
Friday. Rob's fucking shot.
He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod, if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that. Ignore me. Just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you old grumpy old sod.
This note.
What about it?
A dome of high pressure is in control in the southwest. Remember, these upper-level highs basically compress the air. It's like pumping air into a bicycle tire. It heats up. Now, it's normally hot in the deserts this time of year.
You should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went.
So, we are looking at areas east of
But then,
5.
why would he?
Him
or anyone? I'd only have told him to piss off.
Check out your heat index. 10 is so don't have to tell you the heat are life-threatening. Just recently found out that on military installations,
You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction. I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Would you rather go at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.
Sid's Goblet.